What's up, boys? I'm taking a look at some more player props today over on prizepicks. I think we've got a pretty good slate of games today. Well, we have a pretty good slate of games, but I'm liking some of these early props too. So we'll see how these end up turning out by the end of the day. But if anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications. Those two things would help me out. Seriously, man, I appreciate all the support on the channel. But if anyone's not already on prizepicks, I highly recommend joining. It's available in most states. Use code DOMG when you guys do go ahead and sign up to match your first deposit 100%. Up to $100. So I definitely recommend joining. The link is in my description, along with the Patreon link. Please do not join the Patreon today, please, because it's going to charge you today and then tomorrow, because they always charge you on the first and when you sign up. So do not sign up for the Patreon, otherwise you're going to be paying $20 to get February's content and then also today's. So just don't do that. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, do it tomorrow. But yesterday on the Patreon, it was a fine day. I mean, we were 1 for 1 on power play, so it was profit. So it was okay. Got lucky in the pairings, but we've also been getting unlucky on the pairings before. So I don't know. It's been fine. We're up pretty big on the month so far. So we're cashing out January with some pretty big profits. So pretty happy with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop straight into this video though. But yeah, in the description, Patreon link, Discord link, and prize pick links. And you guys can go ahead and sign up there. So also, I'll probably link a prop channel in the description. I definitely recommend subscribing to this prop channel. Really good props over there. He's starting up his channel, he's trying to grow it and grow it. I seriously recommend subscribing to his channel, checking out his content as well, so you guys can get some couple differing opinions on some player props. So I definitely recommend joining, or just clicking on the link and subscribing to his channel. So his channel is Mr. Muttline, so definitely recommend subscribing over there. But let's go ahead though and talk about some of these player props today. We're just going to start off with the one probably going to be my least favorite today, I'm not going to lie. But it's going to be Embiid. We just talk about him every video. It's a tradition at this point. I'm not going to do first half on Embiid. I don't think the first half is as good as it once was. I think it's more, I'm leaning more towards the 31.5 full game points this time. So 36.4 he's averaging in his last 5 games, as you can see the game log right here. He only had like 12 in the first half last time, and he's got 36, and he finished with 36. So yeah, he's been pretty insane this season. So he has not played Memphis this season. He is 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games, though. Not as good season long, but as you guys know, he's kind of had had an insane point in like the middle of the season so far. But yeah, let's go and take a look at this game real quick. So 2-point spread, 218 over under, nothing to really worry about. I mean, the over under is a little bit low, but hopefully this game should not blow out. But it's the NBA, it's the National Blowout Association. I mean, we see it all the time now, even with like 1-point spread games. And also there's other games where you see triple OT. So I don't even know. Embiid here, center going against Memphis. Let's take a look at this matchup here over on Fantasy Pros defenses versus position. This website is called Rotowire NBA starting lineups. This website is called Statmuse. This is what we're going to be using in the video today. I also have these in the description. So, okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Memphis points to the center position. And where is Memphis? Memphis is a little bit on the easier side to center points, it looks like. Probably around that 10 range, 10 and 11th most points given up to the center position, which is really, really good. That season long. Let's take a look at the last 7 games though. And Memphis is actually a lot better against the center position. They're one of the harder teams the last 7 games, but now they got to go up against Joel Embiid. So they're gonna definitely have a tough game. Can he score 32 points? I don't know. He's been able to do it 7 out of his last 10 games. It seems like an easier matchup season long. Not so much the last 7 though. So I don't know. It seems like a pretty good spot for Joel Embiid to once again hit this number, but not sure if I'll necessarily play it at the end of the day. Always do your own research, guys. Highly recommend it. Don't go off of directly just what I say, because I took like what? I think I took 1 from the video yesterday. It was the one that hit, and I played it in the Patreon and personally, and that was the one that hit. So, I mean, just not everything makes it to the end of the day. I mean, these are just early looks today. I'm thinking I'm going to play a lot of these today, but this is just early looks. A lot of things change, like literally 8 hours from now. So just keep that in mind. Always do your own research before submitting entries and stuff. Don't go off of directly just what I say. This has been my favorite player prop, I think, all season long, man. I'm going to go right back to this one, and it's got to be Mitchell Robinson, man. Over 4.5 first half points. Mitchell Robinson, he's insane, man. I love Mitchell Robinson so much. This guy's amazing. So if we go to Statmuse here, we take a look at Mitchell Robinson first half game log. So take a look at his first half game log here. As you can see, we're looking for games where he scored 5 or more points. So he hit there, missed there, hit, and hit. So that's 10 out of his last 11, 9 out of his last 10. So the only time he missed was against Miami there, hit against Milwaukee in only 10 minutes. So he only played 10 minutes and he had 3 fouls. So, and he still was able to hit that point mark. So this guy is insane. I love taking Mitchell Robinson props so much. First half only. I don't recommend playing full game at all. He's not as good full game. He's just a first half monster. So I'm definitely thinking about taking Mitchell Robinson here. More than likely I probably will, to be honest. But I think I'm just going to ride the wave here. But he has not played the Kings this season. He played them 2021, literally more than 1 year ago. And he had 10 points in 14 minutes, 8 points in 11 minutes in 2019. So he's even able to get it done even years and years ago. So and he's on a hot streak right now. So I'm definitely thinking about doing Mitchell Robinson here. So, okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the matchup, though. So, New York, they already confirmed their lineup? That's weird. They already confirmed that. Interesting. But Center going against the Kings here. So 6.5 point spread, 214.5 over under. So okay, spread, nothing to really worry about since we're looking at first half necessarily. But 214.5 over under, a little bit low, but we'll be okay, I think. Let's take a look at Center going against Sacramento. I think this number will be a little bit skewed considering they literally just got done with Embiid. But they are definitely on the easier side here, right around where Memphis was. Last 7 games, though, I think they're going to be at the top. Yeah, they just played Embiid, so that number is a little bit skewed, but I think this is a very, very good matchup nonetheless for Mitchell Robinson, and more than likely I probably will end up taking him at the end of the day. Hopefully they just don't end up bumping Mitchell Robinson, but I'm in love with Mitchell Robinson, man. He has won me a lot of entries, so definitely will probably going back to Mitchell Robinson here tonight. Okay, let's take a look at some full game props here. We're going to got 2 assist props on the over and 1 rebound over, so we'll take a look at these assist matchup. I'm liking these assist matchups first look, but we'll take a look at the matchup, see if this is something we end up still wanting to play. Let's take a look at Desmond Bane here, over 2.5 assists. So, averaging 2.8 in his last 5 games. He's had 4, 3, 3, 4, and 0. So, this could end up being a sweat, but we'll see how this one goes. He's playing Philadelphia today. So, quick stats on him. He is 44% hitting this season. He's 8 out of 10 in his last 10 games, and he had 6 in his last matchup versus Philadelphia. So, we'll see if this is a pretty good spot, but numbers look like it's pretty good. The only thing kind of tempting us away from this is his 44% on the season, which really isn't that worrisome, I would say. But 2-point spread, 218.5 over under right here in this game. Let's take a look at shooting guard going against Philadelphia for assists. So shooting guard versus Philadelphia assists. And Philadelphia is a little bit on the harder side, probably 10th hardest, right around there, 8th hardest, somewhere around there. So that could be something to worry about a little bit. He was able to get it done in the past, though. So, and Philadelphia is definitely on the easier side as of the last 7 games. So, I personally probably like season long a little bit better than last 7 because it really just depends on the matchup. Maybe we should start looking at last 15. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If we should be taking a look at last 15 games or last 7 games. Because I'm trying to find numbers that are less skewed because they could be going against, like, I don't know, if you're going against point guard assist and you're playing Chris Paul, you're going to get 10 dimes dropped on your head, at least, usually. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. The last 15, they're a little bit kind of in the middle. So, I think this is kind of a good spot, though, for Desmond Bane to hit his assists. Probably not my favorite one of the day by any means, but I think it's still in a pretty good spot. And I would not be surprised if he hit this number. So, all right, let's take a look at one more assist prop here. We got Freddie VanVleet here at 6.5 assists. So averaging 8.8 in his last 5 games. He's going to need 7 dimes. He's at 8, 8, 12, 12, and 4. So he's able to get it done against Miami the latest time. Not that time. Miami is known for being one of the harder assist ones. A team that like limits a lot of assists and rebounds too, kind of. So yeah, very, very good defensive team. But Fred VanVleet, 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games, 50% on the season. They have not played Miami this season, or I'm sorry, Atlanta this season. But he did have 10 in his last matchup, which was last season against Atlanta. So we'll take a look at this matchup here and see how good this one is looking. So this game right here, 2-point spread, 220.5 over under. So Fred VanVleet, point guard versus Atlanta. Let's take a look at this here. So point guard versus Atlanta. I'm liking the numbers though, first look. And Atlanta is allowing the second most assists to the point guard position in the NBA right now at 9.13. Guy's been getting it done. Seems like a pretty good spot for him. But, ooh, last 7 games, they have definitely taken a fall here. And I'd say they're still kind of in the middle. A little bit on the harder side, maybe. Around that 18th range, probably. Assists given up to the point guard position. So, I still think it's a very, very good spot for Freddie VanVleet today against Atlanta. So, I'm looking him to hit at least 7 assists. A pretty good amount today. So I believe he is a favorite to go over too. So should be hopefully a good spot for Fred VanVleet. So I'm looking him and Mitchell Robinson probably the best. But always do your own research. Always. So do keep that in mind. Okay, let's take a look at a last prop here. Let's take a look at Robert Williams rebound. So not a guy I'd take a whole lot. But yeah, over 9.5 boards. Okay, so 12.2 average in his last 5 games. He had 16, 10, 17, 8, and 10. So kind of around the line in some of these games, barely falling under in some games. So we'll see how this one looks. It's Miami, though, a very, very good rebounding team. So kind of be aware of that. I do believe he is a favorite to go over, but 53% this season. He is 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He had 10 in his last matchup, and he almost played 24 minutes. It was like 23.9 minutes he played against Miami, and he was able to get 10 rebounds. And he's been averaging like over 30 usually in his last 10 games, I believe. So he should be in a pretty good spot, hopefully, if you just take a look at his past numbers. But we'll look a little bit more into this, of course. So let's take a look at this Boston game here going against Miami. 7:30 tonight. 4-point spread, 208.5 over/under. So that's really nothing to worry about here for rebounds necessarily. So 4-point spread really shouldn't be a blowout, hopefully. I have seen crazier, but it'll probably grow even bigger, though, if Jimmy Butler doesn't play. So which could actually end up helping the rebounds, maybe. But if the game does blow out, I would not be surprised if Robert Williams did not play. So, okay, center going against Miami. Let's take a look at this here. Center rebounds against Miami. So center rebounds. Miami is definitely on the harder side here. So, yeah, they're one of the harder teams here. Top 10 hardest for rebounds. He was able to get it done in the past in fewer minutes. Has been pretty good lately, but last 7 games here, Miami is still kind of in that range. A little bit easier, I guess. Last 15 games, Miami is still kind of in that range. So they've been really consistent with rebounds. So I'm not sure if this is a game where we necessarily want to take Robert Williams, but I think I would not be surprised if he hit this number. Kind of like the Desmond Bane prop, probably. I would not be surprised if he hit it, but I think it's an okay spot for Robert Williams to go ahead and grab these. He's been doing very, very good lately, coming off a 16 rebound game. We'll see if he does the same here. But who's he going to have to deal with here? Because not year 7. He's in protocols, so he's going to have to deal with Bam. So, I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty good spot. We'll see. I'll have to look more into this one if I end up taking this one at the end of the day. So, definitely going to look a little bit more into this one. Not one I'm going to play right off the bat. So, yeah, but that's going to do it for today's video, man. If I had to go ahead and rank these player props, I'd probably say probably Mitchell Robinson's my favorite one of the early look. But Mitchell Robinson, then Fred VanVleet over 6.5 assists. Then Desmond Bane over 2.5 assists. Robert Williams over 9.5 rebounds. And then probably Embiid is my least favorite. So, yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, man. I appreciate you watching. Again, if anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. Those are things that help me out. But, yeah, make sure you guys use code DOMG on prizepicks. Seriously does help me out. Helps me out. Helps you guys out. As well. So mention your first deposit 100% up to $100. But that's going to do it for today's video. 10 of you guys have been using that promo code as well. Appreciate all the support on the channel. But that's going to do it. See you guys next time. Goodbye.